There's a great business coach out there that teaches this idea of how to build wealth and how to be wise about where you're spending your resources, where you're spending your money. And he uses this illustration that I'm going to show you. And I want you to hear this illustration, but don't get lost in the visual of this illustration before you hear me out on the rest of it. What he talks about is, you know those chocolate fountains you see at weddings where you got the top bowl here, and then you got the next bowl here, and then you got the big bowl down here, all right? And what happens in this, you can't really see that part, sorry. What happens in this is that the chocolate, it comes out of the top and flows into that next level, and then it flows down from there into that next level, and it happens out of the overflow. And what Buffini talks about in this principle is that you need to get one before the other. You shouldn't fill the bottom until the top is overflowing. And so here's the principle. You need to have a level of stability first. Once the stability bowl is full, it can overflow into the next level, and the next level is success. So what's the difference here? Stability is this idea that you're able to pay your bills. You're able to take care of all the things that matter. You're investing in your future for retirement. You're taking care of your bills. You're making good financial decisions, and you have extra. And you don't start pursuing the success things until stability is happening. Now, what does success look like? Success is maybe you want to get that nicer car. Maybe you've been driving a 2004 Ford Escort, and maybe you're thinking, you know what, it might be time to get that 2016, what's a good 2016 car? Prius, Toyota Prius. And you're thinking, I'm going to get a newer car, but I'm not going extravagant because a 2016 Prius is probably a nicer car than a 2004 Ford Escort. And so you start living into success. You don't go elaborate, you don't go over the top, but you invest in some things wisely and still keep your stability intact. But when you continue to overflow and you have some things to go beyond success, then the next thing that you can build out is significance. Significance. This is a tough one because a lot of us want to be generous. We want to go hard. And I have a hard time reconciling this with my faith journey because in my faith practice, generosity is a high value. And so sometimes I want to jump to doing significant things before I have stability in place. Here's the point of what I want to say. When Buffini talks about this, he talks about this from the perspective of building wealth. And it makes sense. You got to make money to pay the bills before you move on to making money to celebrate success, before you move on to creating legacy things and endowments and foundations and stuff like that. I want to share a different perspective in some of the coaching that I've done with guys in the state of incarceration. We talk about this, and we talk about this from the perspective of, but what if money is not the most important thing? I don't need money. I need time with my family. I need time to enjoy nature. I need time to work with my hands, which I haven't been able to do for so long. And they start challenging this idea of finances. And so what we started talking about is, what is it that matters in your life? Is it relationships? Is it relationships that you need to fill in this top bowl, and you need to have healthy relationships? And when your relationships are healthy, then you can expand that and you can share your life with other people and pour into those relationships. And then you can pour into other organizations and maybe start organizations that can invest in relationships. Maybe for you, it's mental health. If you're trying to do significant things and your own mental health is not solid, you're limiting your ability to have an impact. So maybe for you, you need to think through this of the fact that what matters to you is mental health. You need to have a clear mind. You need to have clear expectations. You need to have clear boundaries and clear dreams in your life. You need to not be so negative towards the world around you. And you need to really work on having stability in your mental health. And when that is there, it can overflow and you can start having success in pouring that impact into other people's lives. And when you have success in influencing some other people's lives, then you can go even deeper into that point of significance. And I'm a bit on this journey that I've had some stability in recognizing who I am. I've been in a community of people where I've been pouring that out, and they've told me, Ryan, you need to share this with other people. You need to help other people to have the things that you're talking about. And so that's what I've done. I've launched into this because I just have this conviction that I can make an impact on people's lives. I can make an impact on people's mental health. I can make an impact on people's relationships and their marriages and their careers. What we're talking about by doing the circle building is an extraordinary thing because you get to build a community of people around you who can help remind you that, hey, you know what? You said you're all about that family relationship, but you just put 80 hours in last week and you didn't spend any time with your family. What's going on? And you've got people that are calling you on your stuff when you're stepping out of a line with the dreams and the vision you have for your life. Who do you have in your life that is having those kind of conversations with you? At Circle of Five Coaching, that's what I'm committed to doing, helping people have better lives by surrounding themselves with good people that are going to champion the lives that they're wanting to build. If you're tired of not having a community around you that's championing you, and maybe you just feel like people are always pulling you instead of encouraging you, it's time for you to shift gears. It's time for you to take the action you need. In this 4-week collective that we're going to do, it's an opportunity for you to understand that you need a community and what the biggest barrier to that community is. It's a time for you to recognize how you're going to find people and what kind of community you're going to build. And it's a time for you to start picking people and building that community and sustaining it. At the end of these 4 weeks, where we're going to do interactive teaching every week, and then at the end we're going to do a mastermind where you just really get to put together a plan of how you're going to apply it moving forward. You're going to walk away with the information you need to launch this yourself. But if you're not ready to launch it yourself and you want to continue to have a community to walk with you so that you make sure you're held accountable and that you thrive in this space, we can also walk with you in that journey. Listen, you can't go it alone. It's time to stop trying to be your own champion and get other people around you so that when you are struggling at championing yourself, they can pick you up, they can champion you, and they can help you to realize that, you know what, you need to take care of yourself right now. Or you know what, you've done so much good in yourself, it's time to pour into some other people. Or you know what, you're doing such a great job where you're at. What if you had even a greater impact? My goal is to make a huge impact in the lives of thousands of people, and you're a part of that, and I want to have an impact on your life by letting you build that healthy community around you. So if you're tired of not having it, let's get to work now. Go check out our page.